Despite nearly 5,000 car parking spaces, did you know that you can actually ride and park your bike at Macquarie Centre instead of driving? Yeah, you can, but I'm going to show you the facilities available for drivers compared to people riding bikes, which is a real eye-opener. Hey everyone, Joseph here, and in this area, a statement you hear a lot is, I need to go to Macquarie. And typically the first thing that comes to mind for people is, get in the car, follow a little while after by, I hope I can get a spot, or I hope there's not too much traffic. Why wouldn't you drive? After all, with up to 5,000 car parking spaces, driving there is a breeze, no? The Macquarie Centre website shows travel options by car, train, bus and taxi. Their website boasts up to 5,000 car parking spaces, and parking for visitors is generally free for the first 3 hours, after which you need to pay. There's even valet parking with the red or black carpet treatment. For staff, there are around 300 car parking spaces spread across 2 levels. And cost $10 per day. The car parks are pretty full during peak times, but bike parking is hit and miss. So why aren't people riding bikes to Macquarie Centre? Not necessarily for lack of cycleways. While there are gaps from the Eastwood area, existing cycleways can get you to Macquarie Centre in a reasonable time from parts of Artarmon, Lane Cove, Glaysville, North Ryde, Epping, South Tarmara, West Pymble and West Chatswood. There are links in the description below that show you how you can ride from some of these locations, so check them out after watching this video. Sometimes I ride my bike to Macquarie Centre, whether it's to grab a few things or as part of a longer day out with the family. But if you look closely, there aren't that many facilities if you're a visitor and you want to ride a bike, and practically none if you work here. So, you saw footage of how much car parking there is. Now let's look at your bike parking options. Firstly, there are 2 racks for 4 bikes at the Waterloo Road entrance. These racks are next to the shared path on Waterloo Road and across the road from the Shrimptons Creek Cycleway, which have good connections from parts of North Ryde, Top Ryde, Lane Cove and even Epping. While they have good passive surveillance and right next to an entrance, there's really not enough capacity or space here. Next, there is the bay with 9 racks for 18 bikes on the Talavera Road frontage. Once the temporary fence is removed, there is good access from the shared path on Talavera Road, which is great if you live in West Pymble, West Gordon or the West Chatswood areas. There is much more space here, although it's not such an active frontage, so there's not much casual surveillance apart from passing cars at the intersection. Following this, there are the racks at the Herring Road bus interchange. They look like they can hold around 9 bikes. I think these are really not that good, as they're difficult to get to by bike, and you can't lock both wheels and frame to the racks. So what ends up happening is people lock their bikes where it's more convenient and visible. So that's really about it for dedicated bike parking for visitors. Around 30 bike parking spaces compared to over 4,500 car parking spaces. There are some other options on Waterloo Road, such as the racks at the end of the Shrimptons Creek Cycleway or the bike parking at Macquarie University Metro Station, but today we're focusing on just parking provided specifically by Macquarie Centre. If you want to ride a bike to work, well, there really is nothing here. I found this secure area on one of the car parking levels with several bays of racks, which may have been for staff. There were no bikes in it, and it appears to have been repurposed as an informal storage area. That really sends the wrong message to any staff that want to ride a bike. Some may be resorting to locking their bikes randomly like this one. Funnily enough, not everyone going to Macquarie Centre is buying a fridge, a double bed, or even doing a massive weekly grocery shop, so a bike is definitely a reasonable option. To encourage visitors to ride to Macquarie Centre, you need simple, effective racks that are located near entrances, connect directly to cycleways, and have good active and passive surveillance. There would be more staff riding to work to Macquarie Centre if there was secure bike parking, with end-of-trip facilities such as showers, lockers and change rooms, which I don't think are available. Let me know in the comments if you're aware of any such facilities exist and what quality they are. There could also be incentives by retailers or centre management, such as shopper discounts or staff benefits, to encourage visitors and staff to ride bikes. After all, anyone who rides a bike to Macquarie Centre instead of driving reduces traffic congestion and car parking demand, which in turn makes it easier for those who actually need to drive. The future redevelopment of Macquarie Centre may include improvements to bike parking for both staff and shoppers. But in the meantime, something needs to be done to improve the facilities. When going to Macquarie Centre, my preferred bike parking is actually at Macquarie University Metro Station, which is right next to Macquarie Centre. Click on the video on the left to see a review of this bike parking, and click on the right for low-stress cycle routes to Macquarie Park. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.